it down?
Yeah. Wow, look at that thing.
How are we gonna get it out?
Man, that thing looks cool.
Can I get it open?
Well, we're gonna have to take the hammer and you have to hit this piece here. All right, take this. Sucker. That thing is pretty darn cool, isn't it? That thing's crazy. Awesome. Now back up. All the way on top. Keep going. Keep going. Man, this thing's tough. I'm gonna climb over this. This is my new lawnmower. It's pretty insane. I'll turn that on. That powers the battery to make it move. The battery powers all four wheels, and the engine has an alternator that charges the battery. And let's see, I'm gonna hit the start button. I'm really impressed with this thing. I wish it had an adjustable height to it. So right now it cuts really low, so it can get hung up. It's not a very wide cut, but that's okay. I didn't get it for the wide cut, I got it for its utility. I got it for doing like underneath low trees and shrubberies. My gullies out front of my house. And I've got these jumps on my motorcycle track, which is a good way to give you an example of how it works. The machine came with it set to cut very low to the ground, and there's virtually no way to adjust it to be higher. And you'll see later that I actually installed longer screws to the engine mounts and made the engine higher than the subframe to make it cut higher. And I'm pointing to where I did that. I've got it in slow mode right now. Because it does cut really low. And I don't have to turn it around, I can just back up, which is nice. No weed whacking, no get hitting in the eye. I like this thing. It's smart. I'll turn it on high. Make it go a little bit faster. And the grass is a little lower, so I can go faster. And if it does bottom out, it turns off, but it's able to keep moving, and then I just can restart it. But it's got no issue climbing, like none. Start. Now when you start it, the blades turn on right away. When I first bought it, it was cutting too low to the ground. So I put spacers between the deck and the engine. great about this is I don't have to worry about getting hit by rocks or anything. The mower is sort of like a skid steer in the way that it turns. The two right wheels and the two left wheels are independent of each other. So to turn right, one side locks up and the other side spins. Now you can see this embankment here. I've already been working on this embankment. And look, it just climbs right on up. No problem. It naturally wants to fall down, but then I just kind of turn it uphill. It likes to climb at an angle. But it doesn't even flip over. I mean, I'm sure it will flip over if I get it to a certain point, but she's pretty strong. It's a very steep incline here. But as long as I keep going uphill, this is a steep incline. I mean, it's going right on up this. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting as close as I can with the wheels and the fence, because it ends up pulling those tall grasses down underneath of the wheels and chops the very tops of it off. And then when I get to a too steep of an incline, instead of it flipping over, I'll back it down the hill as seen there so that it doesn't flip over. And then I just simply climb right back up, go spin around and go the other direction. It's got a low and high range. It's getting a little tall here. I'm going to put it in low. It climbs and turns better when it's in high. I mean, she weighs like 300 pounds. Alright, what I'm showing here is that I am using the wheel and putting it against the fence. And what it's doing is it's pulling that tall grass down underneath of the mower and letting the mower deck cut it. See, I'm really squeezing into that fence with that inside wheel there. You can see it's pulling it down. This just makes life so much easier than going out there and weed whacking on a hill. This is steep, like I can't even go up it. Damn. As I mentioned before, I raised the engine up. If I had not raised the engine up, it would be bogging the engine down and probably would cut it out right now, which it will happen here in a moment, but anyway, it doesn't do it all the time. Alright, she conked out on me because it got too deep. As you can see here, I'm cutting along the highway, and what's nice about this is that it's not shooting the grass out into the highway. And I'm also able to get this taller stuff that is just uncomfortable with a zero turn. And then I can tightly go around the sign, and it just makes life easier. At the same time, there's not a windstorm of dust around me. Now it just recently rained, so having a zero turn on this incline, and it doesn't look like much of an incline here, but it's not insignificant. But if I was using the zero turn, I would just slide all the way down that hill, and this thing just, it doesn't slide. And again, it just rained, so it's very slippery here. There's no way the zero turn would be able to do this. And this is doing it just flawlessly. All right, here's some extra personal insight. I gotta say, this thing is very well built, but I did run into a problem. My battery charger crapped out on me, the one that they sent. You can see what type of connection it has here. The battery charger typically will just plug into there that they sent, but it burned out on me. I think it got a little wet. But anyway, I'm taking this thing apart, and everything is just heavy duty. All the components are just well built. It reminds me of a Honda motorcycle or something. It's just it's built like a brick shithouse. And so I have to get a new charger for it. In order to do that, I need to take these batteries out and figure out what they are so I can get the correct charger. Because if I reorder from China, it's going to take like 2 months. So I'm going to take this bolt out here, this bolt out here, and that's going to allow me to pull this out and check out exactly what type of battery it is. But again, this thing is built just so well. Now, I did find a bunch of grass debris inside of this area here, which I don't think is great. I'm going to try to figure out how to seal this up better. I mean, it was a significant amount that was in there, and it really shouldn't be. But if you get one of these, I suggest getting all this grass and stuff out. There was barely anything in the battery compartment, but down here there was a lot. So I'm gonna probably get used to, after every use, just taking the back panel off. It's just real easy. It's 10mm screws to pull these 4 here, to pull those off. And this is the back panel that I pull off to get to it. But yeah, it's all right. I tested these batteries out. What's neat is that this thing that holds, this bar that holds it down, they actually put this rubber piece between the bar and the batteries to protect it. And that tells you that how well built this thing is, because they're actually looking at things like that. I mean, most things in America that you buy, they do not have anything between the bar that holds the batteries down and the batteries to protect the batteries. But nonetheless, each one of these are 12-volt batteries. Here we go. This is the battery. It's got 4 of them, and they are done. They're paired up per side. So it's 24 volts is this side and 24 volts is this side. So it has a 24-volt charging system.